It's a seminar base, which is really nice. I mean, if it was a large class of 300, like the Anthros, 1000s, it gets more difficult. But it's interesting in our class because you want that feedback through discussion. And as soon as you get that discussion and the questions, and from day one, I'm known for throwing out the lecture and just going straight into like great discussions. And if it's something that they want to talk about, like this year, Joseph Boyden issues or Standing Rock or whatever it may be, and we start talking about identity politics, or we go into governance issues or whatever it may be, we'll do that. And that really is, they lead the learning as well through, and I have to facilitate. And so you have to really be on your toes because you have to be able to adapt and change in a moment. But what a great assessment tool, because then they are bringing in material and what you're saying, what about. So I know that they're engaging, they're getting it, and they want to expand on that. It's harder. Some of the lectures are, they're really just siphons. They're just taking in that information, and I think at a lot of times it's great to have a circle at the end kind of thing, or at least some sort of acknowledgement of that and how people are feeling, and especially the emotional assessment. And it's something that we don't do in university, but we have to do, especially in Indigenous studies, is what is the health and welfare of people going through this. If we're talking about residential schools, this isn't an abstract thing that you're talking about somewhere. This is what they or their parents or grandparents have been through. And so there's a lot of emotional trauma that goes along with that. So we have to, again, the safe space, but we have to go back and we have to say, how is everybody doing, and what can we do to help, and maybe even do ceremony together and whatnot, have a smudge. And if I see them engaging in that, then again that they're engaging. But it's difficult a lot of times with Indigenous students because they get pigeonholed as being non-communicative and not paying attention. And yet traditionally, when you're receiving knowledge, you may not do eye contact, you may look down, and you are quiet and listen, and you don't ask questions back. So it's a very different environment. But there's also cues that you can take, which is physical cues. And so there's definite physical cues that you can watch people if they're engaged in that cerebrally, if you will. One of my favorite stories is when I had a group of Inuit women at the front, and they were doing the eyebrows, right? And I thought, I think I'm good looking, but it turns out that's their way of going, I get it, I'm engaged, this is it. And so they quite laughed at me for that one, but hey, I'm learning too, right? And we're all different from different backgrounds. We're not all homogenized as being Indigenous. So that was kind of fun, but you start to get to know those cues, and those are assessment tools as well, is that you can really see that they're giving you feedback physically in that silent language.